Starmine.
Hey everybody, welcome to StarminePodcast episode, I want to say 12. Is that right? 12? I'm David.
Nick.
I'm John, Air1355.
And here we are again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. There's not too much to talk about this week, but we're going to see what we can do. So fellas, how was your time in between podcasts?
Too busy.
Not really all that super duper crazy.
Mine was also very busy, Nick. But have you played any video games?
I have played some video games. I've played a couple. Mostly, I stopped playing Destiny for Shadow of Mordor, and that was probably the best thing that could happen this month. Honestly. Way better. Oh, it's so good. Because I love the Batman games, and this is like that on crack with the crazy Nemesis system, and it's in Middle-earth. Just really fun game all around. I'm still playing it off and on. They just added a photo mode, so I've been messing with that, taking some silly screenshots. It's all sorts of stuff you can do. But other than that, some Dark Souls here and there, and some Mass Effect here and there, and that's about it.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
When you're playing Shadow of Mordor, do you have like an actual nemesis, the guy that keeps showing up, or like do you know any of those guys? Like,
it feels like it's very organic. Like, you don't know who your nemesis is going to be. It just depends on who keeps killing you over and over.
No, I just mean like if you had any guys like come back and like be like, "You thought you killed
Oh,
me,
yeah.
John."
Yeah, all the time. And it's hilarious. Because you can see the gashes on their face if you, like, stab them in the face. Or you can see, like, just scars and stuff. It's really cool.
Cool.
The
Yeah,
orcs are funny as hell, too.
I heard very good things about that whole system of, just having special, the orcs, you said?
Yeah.
Orcs killing you and then getting more powerful, and it's just, they go up in their own ranks because they killed you?
Yeah, and in the second half of the game, you get the power to brand them and put them on your side so you can make your own orc army, and they pit against each other, the good ones versus the bad ones, and you can make sure that your orc gets to the next rank. It's really strategic. It's cool.
Let me ask you this: before you get the ability to like brand orcs and everything, can you like just like take control of the hierarchy and like kill the people in the way for some stupid little like orc to like rise above the ranks while he does absolutely nothing?
Yeah, you could totally do that.
So you can just like pick your favorite one and be like, "You're going to be the general."
Yes, yeah,
kill
exactly.
everybody in his way.
Yeah, exactly. You can turn. Some guy made this video where he turned every single orc onto his side, and then he made all of those ones underneath the one war chief his bodyguard. So when he summoned the war chief, all of the captains were there, and then he just did the ability where you could kill all of the orcs that are on your side in your vicinity at the same time. It was just like this big explosion of heads everywhere. It was awesome.
So he just murdered everybody at the same time?
I think I saw that video, and it meant really little to me since I haven't played it, but...
Yeah, that's what happened. And then you just see the post-carnage report where they're all falling over and dying, and it's just hilarious.
How far have you gotten in the game?
Oh, I beat the main story, but I'm still playing for the side missions. I'm 56% done. I still have a lot of side missions to do, but I keep getting distracted by just messing around with the Nemesis system and all that. It's fun as hell. The story was lackluster, but that's not really why you should pick up that game.
What is the Wraith's name?
That's a spoiler.
No, they announced they announced it. The company, whoever came out with it, announced it to everyone who it was.
Okay, it's Celebrimbor.
What is the name? Brimbor?
Celebrimbor.
Okay, because I kept saying Kellogg Blueberry, just because I couldn't...
Kellogg's Blueberries.
Kellogg's Blueberries.
They kept saying that on Two Best Friends Play, and I just... I didn't remember the guy's names.
It's a great
They're
co-marketing.
wraiths! Sorry.
The best of co-marketing.
Yeah.
Kellogg's, we got a great idea for product placement. Your
Kellogg's.
character is going to have created the One Ring.
I'm so sorry.
I like how you said it's a great idea.
It is
No, that's
great.
just, John, that's just my natural showmanship. That wasn't even on purpose. I'm actually Tony the Tiger, is what I'm trying to say.
I knew it.
But yeah, overall, pretty good. Okay story, but good mechanics on the fighting and the Assassin's Creed-like stealth. But it's really worth it for the Nemesis system.
As someone who has only watched the third Lord of the Rings movie and retained absolutely none of it, would that game still be interesting?
Yes, you could be someone who doesn't even know what the hell happens in Lord of the Rings and enjoy it.
From what I understand of Tolkien stories, John, and I don't understand much, but basically, like, I know for sure you don't have to read the Hobbit to read Lord of the Rings, since Lord of the Rings came first, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. Do you know, Nick?
I'm pretty sure The Hobbit was the first.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, as I said, I don't know much, but you can pretty much pick up any of the stories, and they're pretty well self-contained. There's some mythology and stuff that may not make too much sense to you, but it's all pretty self-contained. And you got to remember that these guys said this isn't like anywhere near canon, of course, because they just like the company, like the PR company that was sending out like contracts for like people to get download codes early, like review copy download codes. Like people weren't allowed to talk about the books or movies, presumably because they didn't want to be too compared to them or something. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it doesn't even fall under the normal Lord of the Rings trademark. That's why it's like Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, not Lord of the Rings Shadow of Mordor.
Okay. Weird
Yeah.
copyright stuff.
I think you would enjoy it, though.
I was
even if you
planning
didn't
on.
watch it.
I was planning on getting it when it was on sale eventually.
Steam
Probably
Winter
good
Sale.
idea.
I've got a
Yeah.
bunch of games on my list that I'm like, that'd be really fun to play. I'm in the middle of like 5 things right now, and I'm working a lot. I'll just wait till Steam Winter Sale and get them for like half price.
Yep.
I think we're all waiting for the Steam Winter Sale. And I've been hooked just by buying one game for $5.
They got me in for 400 something games, and it was It all started with a free Portal. That was my first game.
Yeah, that was mine too.
I was a very early adopter of Steam. I got it for Half-Life 2 when it first came out.
You know what I got Steam for? I got Steam because I bought Left 4 Dead, the original Left 4 Dead, and I wanted to play it online, and so I installed it. I'm pretty sure that was my first game, because then I got the free Portal, and then so on and so forth. Because I've been a member longer, or a user a pretty long time, even though I only started actually using it to buy things recently.
Praise Gaben.
Yeah.
Anything else, Nick?
It's all for me.
All for you,
Yeah.
John.
All right. So, I'll start off with, I think, 2 weeks ago now, I bought Driveclub, the 11-month delayed game that was supposed to come out when the PS4 came out.
Oh my.
Who made this game?
The same people who made MotorStorm, I believe.
Yeah, I went over my head as well. Sorry.
I know MotorStorm.
Yeah, they were like nearly a launch, or may have been a launch game for the PS3.
Yeah.
It was that like off-road game where they all bragged about the bump mapping on the dirt at
Oh,
night
yeah.
when he drove over it. But anyways, so they release a game with real cars in it. They're the ones who, during E3, they came out and talking like, we want you to be able to smell the leather, or something like that, when you sit into the car.
It's an odd thing to want people to do with a video game.
And
We want you
know,
to be sexually interested in these cars.
it sounded like he was. Like,
You
not
should
even
be-
kidding.
You should be dry humping your television.
But they talked real big about how this is a game they always wanted to play. Then, like, half a month before it's supposed to come out, they're like, nope, we're going to delay it. And then it was originally rumored to come out in March, and then they're like, no, it's going to come out in October.
Wow.
So, finally get it. And the main feature of this game is that you're driving, and you have clubs online, which are groups of 6 people who you drive with, and as you gain EXP, because when you do races, you get what's called fame, which is just EXP with a different name, for how well you did in the race. Even if you're playing single player, it goes into your club, and as your club gets better ranks, you get other cars for your club. But this whole club feature was down day 1, and day 2, and 3 and 4.
Wow.
I still have yet to play an online race. And so the servers were down that whole time. They delayed the PlayStation Plus version, which there was going to be one where you get like a certain level, a few set maps, and then a few race cars, but not all of them. And if you played that version and buy the full game, you get it $10 cheaper, that whole deal. But that still have yet to been posted because the servers are just melting. They were terribly not even talking at all on Facebook or Twitter or any of their ways of communicating with people until about 24 hours after servers were down.
So they're very responsive to their
Oh.
problems.
Oh, they're very responsive. They I think they explained the servers aren't down, they're just being overloaded by the amount of social features going on. I'm like, that is half the title of your damn game.
That is
How are you not prepared for this?
that's called the servers are down because they're being overloaded.
Yeah, wasn't it supposed to be? It's like a social racer. Come on.
So by the time I got online, I didn't want to play it anymore. I've yet to play an online race, which I think hopefully that'll be more interesting. It drives real well. It looks fantastic. It's like the best looking PS4 game I've seen. Best racing game. Damn good lighting effects. There's a weird feature where, not a feature, but an effect where there's like these flowers on the side of the road, and as all the cars drive through it, you can actually see it pick up like petals and such, and you can see it swirl in the wind.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it
Technology.
Yeah, I know. It's like flow technology.
Thanks, Fox Engine. Oh wait.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Futures in science.
But yeah, so I joined the club. I was able to sign in for like 5 minutes when I first turned on the game. I joined the club, and then just dead from there on.
Who'd you club with? Who'd you go
It's
clubbing with?
Some group on the GameFAQs forum.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it just like a random, like they just assign you with 5 other random people?
No, if you're not in a group, you're called a free agent, and you don't get as many bonuses.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. I mean, everything looks fantastic. It plays all right. I mean,
I just want to say the social elements sound ambitiously stupid.
Yes.
Like, good try. What the fuck were you thinking?
So they release a patch pretty quickly, like 3-4 days after it came out. Number one is disabled some of the online features to lower stress on the server, and it was still down. Someone asked them, did you not anticipate these many people connecting? And one reply was, it wasn't that there's too many people playing, it's just how much social interaction is going to the server. So it's not even that they sold a bunch. It's just that they didn't plan for actual server stress.
Really? They hyped it up.
Yeah.
Did they not, like, grab 6 people with 6, like, workstations or whatever and, like, try to test the network stuff? Or did they just say, man, ship it, it's fine. Worked great.
And this is a game that was delayed for 11 months.
Well, they had to,
Yeah.
you know, spend 11 months buying coke and hookers, I guess.
Well,
Might as well.
Destiny was delayed too, and it seems like the story was what suffered from that, and that makes no sense. So, I don't know. It's just a trend, I guess.
I mean, there's always that point in developing of anything where you're just like, God damn it, we just got to get this shipped. Just cut out everything we don't have done. But when you're gonna release a social game and then you release a social driving game and then the servers crash because it's social, that's what?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That was pretty terrible. I gave him the first day. I'm like, okay, that's the first day it came up. Second day was a little less forgivable, but it was a smaller team. And then I saw on their Facebook them showing photos of them celebrating their launch. I'm like, I'm so mad right now.
Nick, did you play Destiny first day, launch
Yeah.
day?
Mhm.
Was there any network issues?
Nope.
And I guess Destiny's not a good example though of this because they had the alpha and beta to
Yeah.
kind of work that shit out. But I guess that's also a really good idea on their part. That basically people will expect it in the quote unquote alpha and beta because it's, you know, those things where then they can, like, you know, optimize their netcode and shit.
I don't even think I encountered launch issues with Dark Souls 2 either. Like the network function, like the network stuff was up when they said it would be.
Well, I mean, from software, man, of course.
Are companies actually starting to get it right? Oh, well, obviously not because of the Driveclub, but...
Certain companies are, but I mean, certain companies always have.
Mm-hmm.
It is a difficult thing because you'll never need as many servers as you will on day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird. Sorry, go ahead.
I remember Battlefield 4 was just awful though. You
Mine-
couldn't play Conquest Large for like the first 2 weeks. It was awful.
My cousin's boyfriend was on the phone with EA just screaming at them. He was pissed.
Oh. I feel so bad for the person who had to pick up that phone who had absolutely nothing to do with that game.
Yeah, I feel really bad for EA customer service sometimes.
They got sued, class action lawsuit, didn't they?
For what?
For Battlefield 4.
Well-
Yeah, I think they did. I never heard what happened with that.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, I got
Look it
money
up.
from EA from a class action lawsuit.
For Madden, right?
Yep. Showed off how many Madden games I bought in the PS2 and PS3 era. And I got a check for about $100.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, that was I apparently bought way more than the majority of people.
Did you have to show them, like, proof of purchase that you bought them unused?
No.
So
I didn't have to prove anything. I just said which ones I bought.
So you could have, like, gone out to GameStop and, like, bought a bunch of, like, old Madden games for, like, $3 each, and then, like, gotten $100.
I could have just said no one confirmed any of the games I bought, except for the big checkbox that says you realize lying on this is perjury. You can be
Oh, yeah.
fully punished by law. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to lie here.
And if you are, you're going to go out and figure out what games you need to buy again.
Yep.
So, yeah. That's fun. $100. Did you spend it on something?
It was like over a year ago. I can't remember what I spent it on.
Drugs. Gotcha.
Drugs and ketchup.
Drugs and ketchup.
Ketchup is my drug.
There is always a bottle of ketchup in your room.
Yep.
You don't know this about him, Nick, but there's like 90%. Like, I've known John a very long time, and 90% of the time, I've been in his room, there is a bottle of ketchup in there.
He's got his priorities right, I guess.
He does, I guess. It's and of course it's Heinz. It's got to be Heinz.
It's gotta be.
Yep. Okay, well, I also bought a PlayStation TV.
Oh. What is that?
That is a Vita that connects to a TV.
Why don't they call
like
it PlayStation Vita TV?
The Japanese version was called Vita TV, but since PlayStation, the Vita's not like super big in America, they just called it PlayStation TV because that's marketable.
The Vita brand is not as strong as the PlayStation brand.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all right. I mean, it does what I wanted it to do because I actually researched it. A terrible thing though is that it can't play Netflix or YouTube yet.
Ooh.
Why?
I don't like. They don't have plans for it, which is weird because the original Vita can do it. So you can download the app through the store, have it on the front screen because it's just a Vita menu on your TV.
Yeah.
And open up the app and it'll just says this is not compatible with a PlayStation TV.
Probably has something to do with the fact that you're connecting it to a TV.
Probably different licensing for that, huh?
Probably.
Yeah.
Which is kind of silly, but whatever.
So hopefully they get that worked out because if that had, I mean, I have my TV has Netflix built into it, so I don't need that. But that's something that would really help that be a purchase for someone because it's $100, $99.
Is it just like the PS3 that like it has the encrypted HDMI?
I don't know. I haven't tried it direct into my capture device yet. I have a HDMI splitter that removes that, so I don't really need to worry about it.
Is that illegal? Should I cut that out?
No, it's fine.
Okay, I don't want you to get arrested.
No, it's an HDMI splitter that says on their website and everything this does not remove HDCP, but it does. So
I don't know, John. The more you talk about it, this sounds kind of illegal. I'm not. I mean,
you can go buy it on Amazon.
I imagine that the HDCP, or what was it, HD, whatever.
HD copyright protection or something like that, or
yeah, HD copy protection. I imagine that's not that's an industry standard. I would imagine not like a governmental standard.
Yeah,
but who knows?
Yeah, but it looks all right. It's what was it? I think I'm trying to think of what the native Vita resolution is. It's like something like 760 maybe, or 900. But it doesn't res very well, so it doesn't look nearly as good as it does on the actual Vita screen. But it's on the TV, so it's a bit more usable. Because if I normally play it when I'm at home anyways, and if I could pick between playing it on a TV screen and playing on the actual handheld screen, the TV screen's a bit easier to use with a real controller.
Yeah. Is it just a PS4 controller?
You can use a PS3 or PS4.
Oh, cool.
The PS4 is really cool because it's like a 1-to-1 mapping for that touch screen on the touch pad.
Oh, that's nice.
It's cool.
And there's a weird thing where you can click in the L3 and R3 to make it recognize it as a back touch.
Huh. That's
or
cool.
You click the other one and it'll do a pinch, so you're doing both sides at the same time.
Is that like a thing that happens in those games?
Some of them.
Doesn't Uncharted use that? I think that's the only one I can think of that does it.
I haven't played it. I have it for free, but no interest at all.
Oh.
There's weird compatibility issues though. A lot of games that require the camera or heavily rely on the touch just flat out will never be compatible with it. They give you the same message that Netflix did is this is not compatible on the PlayStation TV.
Yeah.
But there's real weird licensing reasons for it, I guess. There's one game that is Disgaea. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Disgaea.
Disgaea. They have 1 and 2 on the PSP. That's okay to play. 4 on the Vita you can play on it, but the third one you can't.
Maybe it's a publisher thing.
It has to be that they didn't give a green light to it, because it works on the Japanese version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What have you played on it so far? Anything?
I've played Persona. Persona 4. Sorry.
You haven't.
It's like which Persona?
I might eventually finish that game. I bought it.
Do you have
in
the gold edition?
Yes, I do.
Did you buy Ultimax?
I did not buy the collector's edition.
No, Ultimax is the fighting game.
Oh, I might eventually.
I've heard some good things about it. Not much of a fighting game guy. But...
Me either. That's the number one reason, and that I want to play the third one since the story mode is like a continuation of both of them, and it's canon. But anyways, I also played Metal Gear Solid, the PS1 game, on it.
Oh, if you're looking for SMT Persona 3, or is that Persona 3 is the SMT, right?
Yeah, they're all like...
Well, I know they're all Shin Megami Tensei games, but like Persona 3 still had the SMT in the title, didn't it?
It might have. I'm not super familiar with it.
I think that one's a PS2 game, right?
Yeah, both Persona 4 was as well.
Oh, well, yeah, I think the Vita edition's called Gold or whatever, but the Persona 3 is at the exchange if you want it.
Okay.
Probably still there. It's pretty pricey.
Yeah, I might just buy the... There's digital versions of it.
Yeah, I figured there was. But if you're looking for the game itself, there's a physical copy.
Well, I can't play it on anything.
You don't have a PS2 anymore?
It's being used as a mouse pad. You know this.
Well, I know that you also have multiple PS2s. I don't know the status of them.
Well, I don't know how usable any of them are. I know one of them is absolutely broken. They had that damn just can't read any disc problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, the PlayStation TV's all right. It's got that cool feature just like the Vita where you can just put it in standby mode. It'll turn off nearly, and you can just hit the button, like the PlayStation button on the controller. It'll pull right back up.
Huh.
The thing the PS4 is supposed to have.
Yeah. How much is it? Like, the whole thing, the PlayStation TV.
There's two versions. There's just a standalone, which comes with the system, the HDMI cord, power cord. That's $99, and there's like a bundle that comes with a PS3 controller, and I think the Lego Movie game for $140. So it's cheaper than buying the controller separately, but
I was gonna say that's actually not too bad of a deal if you want to.
Yeah, it isn't.
I mean, at least it gives you a game, even if it's just the Lego Movie game.
Yeah. But it also has a port for carts, so it's not all digital.
Oh, cool. Are Vita games just like SD cards?
They're like, their own proprietary size, but they're pretty much just memory cards.
Okay, just a flash memory card, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Memory's still super expensive. The 64 gigabyte card costs the same as the PlayStation TV.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
That's absurd.
Yeah, that it is. I got the 32 gigabyte on sale for $40 on sale for $60.
Wait, what?
It was $40 off. This was when I first got the Vita.
Oh, okay. It was $100 and you got $40 off, and then it was $60. Gotcha.
Yes, I made you do
the
math.
way you said that was it was $40, but then it was on sale for $60, so you got it.
What a steal!
I had to make you do the math in the head.
You were just... Never mind. Cool.
Yeah, so I guess outside of diddling around in WoW a little bit in Hearthstone. I'm
course.
level 25.
It's great, John.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Move
Level
on. Keep going.
25.
You're doing great. Keep going. Not with WoW. With what you're talking about.
They released a big patch
That's great.
in WoW. They changed how things look.
I'm excited for you, John. I'm beaming with excitement. Why don't you move on to your next topic, though? Just because we're so pressed for time.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Well, there is that PlayStation 4 system update coming soon.
What about all those games you bought for that system you barely use?
Oh, the Wii U, huh?
I feel like I shouldn't have to remind you of this.
I need constant reminders
Yep.
that the Wii U exists.
Oh.
Bayonetta 2 isn't enough?
No, that's the entire reason why I'm talking about it. I ordered that. Of course, it isn't here yet because it's not out. But I also bought Wonderful 101. I've yet to play it. Just showed up today.
Gotta get your platinum fix.
Yeah, just that's all I'm going to own is just platinum games for the Wii U.
It's not a bad thing.
Sounds
No.
good to me.
Of course,
No,
then
it's
you
not.
only have, 3 games, but...
I have 4. I have Wind Waker HD, which I've yet to play. I have Mario Kart 8, Wonderful 101, and I'll have Bayonetta 1 and 2.
Because Bayonetta 2 comes with Bayonetta 1.
Yep.
Because, yeah. Why
Hey, I'm not complaining. I have 2 games I'm getting that I've never played either one of them. So
Are you going to get Smash?
yes, that's out, and I think they're releasing that. I think the same exact day as the 2 Pokemon games.
Japan is going to... Well, I guess that's probably not Japan release date, but if it was, Japan would just grind to a halt.
Yeah.
They're going to have a day off that day. Just the whole country.
So I have both versions of the PlayStation game pre-ordered, or the Pokemon game.
What is the new Pokemon called?
Omega Ruby and something Sapphire. It's remakes of the Ruby and Sapphire game.
Soul Sapphire?
No, Soul Silver was the.
Yeah.
They're so dumb. Their remake names are so dumb.
Yeah, they are.
I still have my Pokemon Blue somewhere. I think it's still broken.
No, I guess
from
I should
that
also.
time we used Game Shark.
Yep. I got the Super Smash Brothers game for the 3DS. I guess I should mention that.
Is it as tiny as everyone says it is?
Yes. And
Isn't it Melee size? It's not even close to or Brawl.
they have a hell of a lot of characters on it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if there's as many levels, but it definitely has a lot of characters.
Did you get the Duck Hunt dog yet?
No, I haven't played it a whole bunch because I hate controlling it.
Well, spoilers, you get the Duck Hunt dog.
Oh, I know.
Spoilers.
And people, I do not understand how people can call characters in a Smash Brothers game as spoilers.
Yeah, I know.
Well, yeah, I guess they did release the list in the...
There's no story. I mean,
Yeah,
there's a
well,
story mode,
they
but there's no
tried.
story.
They tried with Subspace Emissary and Brawl, but
That was okay. I mean, it was at least
Was it?
interesting enough to unlock characters.
was it though, John?
It was. I did not mind playing through it the first time. Whenever I needed to redo my save, I did mind playing it the second time, though.
I can imagine that, yeah. I still
Yeah.
haven't beaten it. I bought it because my fiance owns a Wii and now we're living together, so I kind of have a Wii now. Haven't beaten Subspace Emissary. I just can't care enough. And the the 3 characters I play, I play Peach and Marth. No, Peach and Ike. Sorry. And those 2 characters are unlocked from the beginning, so I just don't care.
Yeah. I don't like the way the circle pad feels when playing that game. It is way too washy.
That's what I've heard. I've heard people broke their circle pad
Yeah,
from
like
playing the
just
game.
popping it off.
Nice.
Yep. So I mean, it is very smooth. It doesn't have any that I could tell frame rate issues or anything like that. It's very well done for a 3DS game. It's just the screen's a little small, and the control that system was not designed to play any type of action-oriented, quick reaction games like that.
I never really saw it as a 3DS game. Never would have imagined it in 100 years. Being on 3DS.
I don't think I was gonna buy it, but Nintendo had good marketing of like they released it on that first without letting anyone know when the Wii U version was coming out.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of just assumed that there's no way they're gonna announce it like less than a month and it comes out, or just over a month, and they did.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's odd.
Solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It's good at what it does. It has some interesting modes that is very replayable if you liked how it controlled. You pay money to have higher difficulty on the classic mode, but you get more rewards if you go further.
Who do you play?
I'd play as just Mario because it's the first character.
I bet you would. They have Dr. Mario again, so you can...
I know.
You can take that back.
I can just throw pills at everyone.
What game was that? Was that Brawl?
That was the GameCube one.
Oh, that was Melee? I remember you played Dr. Mario all the time.
I was damn good. I would get my ass kicked by anyone who was actually good, but...
Yeah. Our friend Nathan's pretty good at Snake. I've beaten him a few times, though. My technique with... my dickish maneuver with Peach is to just stay out of the battle as much as possible, because she can just like float and then like move really, really slowly, falling down. So you stay out of the action as much as possible, and then by the end of it, when it's usually just when he kills both, like we usually just play like a 4-man free for all with 2 computers and us, and by the end of it, he's killed the 2 CPUs, and I still have like we'll do like a 10 stock. I still have like 7 stock left, and he has 4, and just by sheer like numbers, I just beat him. It pisses him off. It's great.
That's a pretty cheap way to play.
I know,
but it works, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of some of the more complicated like moving levels get a little bit of a pain in the ass. Like the Donkey Kong one where you're climbing up the waterfall. That one gets a little weird because you just like that one I end up like hitting the sides and bottom a lot, just being left behind by the camera. But other than that, it seemed to work fine.
Yeah.
How about you, Nick? What character do you play in Smash?
I don't have a 3DS.
I just mean in general. I don't have a 3DS either, but I've played Smash before.
I'm not really a Smash player at all, so I mean the few times that I did like play Brawl, I think it was Marl. I want to say is who it was that I always played.
The character from Chrono Trigger?
No, I don't know his name.
Marth?
Okay.
Did he have a
Marth,
sword
yes.
and did it explode in fire?
Yeah. I don't remember his name. I just remember it started with MAR. I don't remember the...
Yeah,
Was there an
It was a
emblem
very
in
long
the
time
fire?
ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's this Fire Emblem
I'm
character.
pretty sure that's the franchise.
Yeah.
Yep.
I never understood why Ike and Marth were both in the game, since they were just like pretty much the same identical character, but a slightly different skin.
Well, they were popular in Japan, and those games weren't even in America.
Yeah.
Until that came out, and then they became popular. Who knew?
Yeah. I played the original, like... Fire Emblem's like Ogre Battle, isn't it?
I know it's a turn-based strategy game.
Yeah.
Like strategy RPG kind of turn-based.
Yeah.
I know. Kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah.
Is it grid-based?
Yeah, grid-based.
Oh, okay. I
All
didn't
the
know it was
grids.
grid-based. I was thinking something else then.
I think the big thing in that is like if your character dies in a battle, it's gone in the story and everything.
Wow.
Mhm.
That's complicated.
Yeah.
So you can like lose your entire team in the first fight, and just it's one guy talking to himself for the entire story?
It's just pretty much game over, I think.
Oh. That'd be
There might be certain fail conditions. I haven't played. I know that You get a whole bunch of characters though, so it's not
okay.
like. I'm sure there's probably some story-specific characters that are just instant game over or something like that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Smash Brothers.
I'm not a huge player of it, but I just like playing it.
Yeah, me too, pretty much.
Casuals.
Yeah.
Dave, did you tell us what the hell you did this past however long?
Yeah, I watched a shitload of horror movies. As I was saying last time, I try to watch 31 in October, and it's a more difficult task than it sounds. Even me, who's relatively jaded to violence, is just starting to wear on me a little bit. Being
starting to be a little mundane.
Well, it's just the constant barrage of like violence and shit like that. Just it starts to eat away at you. I've done 16 so far, and I watched The Ring last night, which is a huge kind of disappointment. I thought it was boring as hell. Oh god. But yeah, I've been doing that pretty much all the time. Playing a little bit more of Peace Walker. I've just been farming parts for Zeke. The first two boss fights are pretty much trivial now. I just go in and just kind of like fire from the hip a bunch of times. Like not literally, because you actually have to aim the rocket launchers to fire them, but you know what I mean. Just like fire them off and just not really give a good goddamn. But it's just I don't know. The game still fun, but I don't know. It's just it seems really really easy. Like too easy. And I said before that it kind of made you feel like an awesome badass, and maybe it's just the difficulty I'm playing on, but like I just played a level where I was being attacked by like 6 snipers, and I literally just ran at them and like CQC'd them instead. Like I was just like, screw it, I don't feel like wasting Nagant ammo. Let's just do this.
You know what? That's kind of how I feel at the end of Shadow of Mordor. Now you have like all these crazy abilities where you can just wipe out enemies without even like trying.
I've heard it's really really fun, and you feel like super powerful, but it's not balanced at all. That like there's any challenge to it since you just control everyone.
There needs to be like challenge modes. And actually, there are challenge modes, so that doesn't really. I can't really complain about that.
Maybe there needs to be like a rival war chief or something like that. Who knows? Whatever. I've not played the game, so I don't know how it plays. But yeah, I just got to the last of the 3 bosses, like the non Peace Walker AI robots. There's Pupa, Chrysalis, and Cocoon is the last one. That's what it is, which is a needlessly gigantic tank. Like the place where I fought all the snipers was a strip mine, and then like the end of that mission, it was just like this tank just like drives into the strip mine, and it is the size of like a city block, like quite literally the size of a city block.
I'm looking at pictures now.
It is needlessly gigantic, and part of me is okay with that, but it's just still kind of like, why is this thing this big? This is insane.
There's ladders on it. Do you climb it?
I have no idea. I haven't fought it yet.
Okay.
I had to leave for dinner whenever I just saw it, and I was like, that is needlessly gigantic. That's all I can say about it. It is so unbelievably big. Like, it's bigger than all the other ones. Why do they need something else to launch a nuke? They can just.
Is that a chainsaw on it?
Yes, it has Blade Wolf's chainsaw like tail. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god, that's so cool.
Yeah, I don't. And that chainsaw, pretty sure it has a machine gun on it.
Oh,
I don't know.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I'm probably just gonna fire a bunch of missiles at his AI pod and call it a fucking day. Yeah. I mean, usually I play those games with like try for no kills, as few alerts as possible. But I've just gotten to the point, like, going back in missions to like get more like armored vehicles and stuff for the for Outer Heaven and stuff like that. I just go around, like, I just take a rocket launcher and just kill everybody. I just don't even care anymore. It's actually pretty fun, just going around murdering people with a Gustav launcher.
You just went nuclear.
Calm down. Let's not go there. It's the rules of nature, man. Come on.
Yeah, let's not hope Metal Gear Solid 5 doesn't get, like, super easy at the end.
I imagine it won't. I imagine it'll be pretty well balanced all the way through. As long as it's not like the Fury fight. I hate that fight. That is my least favorite Metal Gear Solid boss, just because it's goddamn impossible half the time.
It is. It's pretty difficult.
I held up the end with a shotgun because I thought that would be funny, but god damn it if I cannot beat the Fury sometimes.
Seriously, he's a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, I haven't been doing too much. I'm continuing with my horror movie watching tonight with Quarantine 2. I refuse to watch Quarantine because it's just a shot-for-shot remake of REC, which is probably the superior movie just because it's the original one and it's made by the people who wrote it and all that jazz.
Yeah.
I've seen some good ones though. Saw Carrie for the first time. Never had seen that one before. Sissy Spacek.
Yeah, that was good.
Sissy Spacek is fantastic at playing both a murderous psychopath and a adorable teenage girl. So there's that. I watched, as I said, I watched The Ring finally. For all the hype people gave it in, I think, 2002, it was pretty disappointing. And that video was laughable. Everyone always, I remember everyone talking about how, like, creepy and weird the video was, like the actual video that they see before they get the 7 days call. And it was just like, that's not creepy at all. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, this isn't, no, stop.
Teenagers.
It's just like, oh, maggots. Oh, God, there's maggots.
Maggots?
Haggis?
Haggis?
Haggis.
No.
Haggis full of maggots.
Hagrid?
Oh, okay. I don't know where to go from there.
But Dave, I saw you watched 1408. Tell me what you thought of that.
It seemed like a Disney ride.
Yeah, a little bit. It does feel like it does feel like a movie version of a Funhouse horror ride.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, it took some of the good ideas from, say, like Jacob's. Well, I mean, I don't want to say that because, it's a Stephen King novel and, it came up independently of all this stuff, but like it seemed like it was like some of the okay parts of Jacob's Ladder and then like a Disney haunted house ride. It was just he's seeing his dead daughter is
yeah.
Oh, it's so psychological, and it's just, I don't know, a lot of the stuff was kind of I don't know, silly, I guess is the word I'll use. Like,
it is silly.
Like when the thermostat reads -5 degrees, I was like, what? What is going on? This is insane.
That's chilly.
Yeah. And then I don't know, just like there were some things where like I just thought they could have done them a little bit better. Like the guy when he like climbs out on the ledge of the window, because of course he's trying to escape the room. When he climbs out on the ledge of the window, and like he starts walking, and like all of the windows disappear, It's just like they could have had him just like fall into the window, and then it would just be like the same room still, and he'd just be like super pissed off that he can't leave. But I don't know, like all the windows disappearing seem kind of silly.
It's just an elongated version of the short story.
Yeah. The one part I did really like, but once again, it wasn't like scary or creepy or anything. It was just kind of like, it was almost played up for laughs. Whenever like he gets, the room like isolates itself from reality or whatever. And well, there was two things. The first was the in hotels they have like the fire escape route, and there's always like the diagram of the hotel, and it says like you are here. And, like, the diagram went from, like, being the hotel to just, like, a black expanse with, like, just the room, and it says, you are here still. And that was pretty silly. And then, whenever the room, like, changes and, like, isolates itself from reality, like, the one window disappears. And I thought that was kind of weirdly unnecessary, but, like, he, like, rewinds his tape recorder, because he's a journalist, and he's kind of, like taping his experience with it, but he like rewinds it a bit and like listens to it, and he's like, and like there was obviously a window there before, you see it a bunch of times, and then like he plays the tape and it said, it's strange that there's no window in the bedroom, and you're just like, that was pretty good. And as I said, it almost feels like it's played up for laughs, like there should be a laugh track afterwards. I don't know, I just like I don't hate John Cusack, I guess. I'm not a huge fan of him. I don't know. He did okay in the movie, but
he's that like blank slate actor you just like throw in there if you have no one else to pick.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm guessing this is a movie you've watched before.
Yeah, it is. I like the Stephen King aspects of it. You know, as like you said, his twisted sense of humor.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson was actually good in it.
That too. Samuel Jackson.
Definitely just a bit part. They just wanted someone kind of famous, and they wanted, I guess, to put Samuel L. Jackson's face on the box. But, you know, whatever. He played it pretty well, so.
I feel like PT kind of plays off of that like 1408 Jacob's Ladder type of deal, where you're just doing the same thing over and over and reliving the, you know, that kind of cool psychological horror aspect.
Yeah. Well, of course, the original Silent Hill based on Jacob's Ladder. 1408 had much more of like a Groundhog's Day kind of feel to it, like you know, like repeating the same thing over and over again, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because that was at the spoilers at the end. They say, "Oh, you can relive this for, you know, in eternity, or you can kill yourself." But
so he kills himself. Spoilers.
Well, depends on which end you watch.
Yeah.
The other movie I watched, which I kind of want to mention, was it was this Japanese film called House. And it is a Japanese haunted house film that's just bonkers. It is just completely insane, and just, like, it's just a bunch of, like, teenage Japanese girls that go to this one chick's, like, long-lost relative's house, but her long-lost relative is, like, trying to sap the youth out of them, and, like, the house starts eating them, and it is completely bonkers, and I will encourage everyone to go see the trailer for it on YouTube and just question what the hell goes on in the movie. And the answer is I have no idea. I really don't know much of what happened. Everyone was referred to by their nicknames. There was Fantasy. She liked to daydream. There was Sweet. She was very nice. There was the I would say, just from personal tastes, the incorrectly named Beauty, or Beautiful, I think is what they called her. I just, you know, just looked like she was hit in the face with a bat, just from personal opinion. But then there was the fat one, which was Mac, and then the smart one, which was Professor, and then the martial artist named Kung Fu.
How apt of them.
Yeah. I will give it props for being a little bit sort of realistic, where there's at least a few of the girls who are like, man, there's some weird shit going on. We should probably get out of here. And then, of course, they get killed shortly afterwards. But you know, it's whatever. Other than that, I watched both Alfred Hitchcock and Gus Van Sant's versions of Psycho. Alfred Hitchcock's obviously the superior one. But, yeah, I'd never seen Psycho before, and that was a fantastic movie.
It's a great movie.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Other than that, I watched Christine, too. That was a silly movie as well. Car that kills people. And it had the stunt coordinator that I love his name. It's Dick Warlock. My man Dick Warlock.
Mr. Warlock.
Yeah. First of all, like, let's ignore the fact that his first name is Dick, and that's kind of like, you know, childishly funny. His last name is Warlock. Like, that's awesome. But when you put them together,
he's a stunt guy.
Yeah, he was Kurt Russell's personal stuntman for like 20 years or something like that. He was in The Thing. Have you ever seen the old Herbie movies? That was him driving the car, apparently. Like, just all this crazy stuff. He was Michael Myers in the second Halloween. This guy was in like a bunch of crazy, awesome movies as the stunt coordinator, and his name is Dick Warlock.
What a resume!
I actually downloaded his resume by accident because I thought it would just take me to a web page, but it was a PDF. So my phone was just like, "I'm downloading this for you." I'm like, "All right."
Now you know everything about him.
Well, not everything. There's some etceteras in there.
Everything.
But yeah, that was pretty much all I've done. As I said, I've been super busy, so I haven't really gotten a chance to play anything. Except for some Peace Walker today.
Peace Walker, horror movies, and being busy.
Being busy.
Making bank.
Sort of. Got a wedding to pay for.
Yeah.
That money is being set aside, so... Well, hey, we made it an hour.
What news do we have?
We didn't have any news.
There's nothing happening.
So
I can talk about that PlayStation.
Shut up, John. Nobody cares
update.
about the PlayStation 4 update.
They
get customization of it. Yeah.
You can change the color.
Yay!
Yay!
You can listen to music with a USB music player.
Woo!
Woo! But yeah, there's absolutely nothing happening right now.
Well, there are things
Absolutely
happening, but things that we do not want to talk about.
I said there's nothing happening.
Absolutely nothing happening. We sat here before we started recording for a good probably 20 minutes and tried to find anything to talk about, which is why this is a little rambly and self-indulgent. So,
isn't all of our podcasts self-indulgent?
Well, the fact that we started a podcast is pretty self-indulgent. So, people will care what we have to say.
Whether they like
it or not.
All 20 people.
Yes. And all you 20 people can send us emails, and you can send them at StarminePodcast@gmail.com. And please, I'm lonely. And I never get emails except for Dialga Dude. And we just can't rely on him for content. That's not a sustainable way to do this podcast. Other than that, we got a Twitter that we haven't touched in a while.
Yeah, it's there's some cobwebs and some tumbleweeds.
You still have the space in the name.
Yeah.
Clearly, we're very, very good at this and very professional.
A tumbleweed went right through that space.
But if you want to see, a bunch of old tweets from Nick about the show, it's at StarminePodcast, isn't it? Right?
Yes, I'll resurrect it.
And we also have a WordPress, which is wordpress.com/StarminePodcast.
Actually, it's StarminePodcast.wordpress.com.
Well, whatever it is. I don't know what it is. You're the one who runs that shit. And Nick,
Yep.
you've been talking about putting up some written stuff there.
Yeah,
If
I'm working on a few things.
and I know I've been talking a bit about it too. John has not because he's lazy.
He's too busy playing video games that he can talk about and contribute to the podcast.
He's too busy playing World of Warcraft and Hearthstone.
Hey, I actually talked a lot about a racing game.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's contributing through the amount of games he's playing.
Yep.
And that's good.
I will probably have played Wonderful 101 by then, next time.
Next
See?
time on Starmine Podcast.
Podcast.
Dun,
That
dun,
was
dun.
awful. That was horribly coordinated. I apologize.
We should get that down for next episode.
We should.
We'll just have like an in unison next time on Starmine Podcast.
I like my dun 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 at the end.
I didn't like it at all.
Well, fuck you.
Well, this ending is even more rambly than the rest of the episode, so I'm just gonna call it. Thanks everyone for listening in. Hopefully we'll have something to talk about next time.
I thought we were done with... Okay, go on.
John thought we were done recording.
Yeah.
Did you stop recording, John?
No, I
That
didn't.
just like stopped me in my tracks. I was just like, what?
Is this going to be all completely useless? No. But go ahead, Nick. What were you going to say?
Nothing. I was just saying okay.
All right. Well, now this is actually the end. So everyone, thank you for listening to Starmine Podcast. See you next time.
Dun dun dun.
Bye.